This is the Zhalong Nature Reserve in northeast Heilongjiang province. It's also the world's largest artificial breeding centre for red-crowned cranes, a large East Asian bird which is among the rarest cranes in the world. Many visitors come here to marvel at the beauty of the rare birds.
It's amazing. It's my first time I see it, and I'm really surprised to see it here. And also the birds come very close to the people, and that's very nice. I like it too much.
Red-crowned cranes are a unique crane species in East Asia and are well known for their elegant figures. The bird has a long beak, long neck and long legs. Due to its snow-white feathers and elegant posture, the red-crowned cranes are considered a living treasure by people across East Asia. In China, the red-crowned crane often features in myths and legends. In Taoism, the red-crowned crane is a symbol of longevity and immortality. In art and literature, immortals are often depicted riding on the cranes. This endangered species is now considered to be as rare as the giant pandas. It's listed under first-grade protection in China. There are currently about 2,000 wild red-crowned cranes in the world, about half of which live in China. The scenery along the Zhalong Nature Reserve differs with the changing seasons, giving photographers the ideal picturesque setting to record the beauty of these cranes.
Red-crowned cranes are very active, especially during spring, when they tend to dance and fly around a lot. In summer and autumn, when the trees turn from green to yellow, it presents photographers with this gorgeous setting to film the birds. In winter, the entire reserve becomes covered in white, which recreates the idyllic image of the red-crowned cranes in Chinese literature.
The red-crowned cranes currently only exist in China, Japan, Russia and the Korean Peninsula. Zhalong Nature Reserve is the largest artificial breeding centre for red-crowned cranes. Since its establishment in the late 1970s, it's artificially bred over 800 red-crowned cranes and has successfully trained over 200 cranes to adapt to the wild. The centre is expecting to see 50 newborns this year. It takes at least 30 days for both sexes to incubate the eggs together. Compared with the slender, elegant adult cranes, baby cranes resemble little chickens with brown feathers and fluffy figures.
Look at these chicks. They were born just 4 or 5 days ago. I stay with them every day and they have become just like my babies. I need to take care of them until they turn 1 year old in May next year. Then they will be sent to receive trainings for the wild.
Zhalong Nature Reserve has been carrying out bird banding and pedigree management since 2002 in a bid to prevent inbreeding and reduce genetic degeneration.
Every bird has a leg ring, so we can track its migration. The ring contains information of its parents, so that when they enter mating seasons, we can arrange in advance to avoid inbreeding.
Since 1976, the reserve has used a program to train artificially bred cranes to better adapt to the wild. Under such system, the health conditions of these artificially bred cranes in the reserve have been found to be as good as those living in the wild. By the end of 2012, the centre had released over 200 cranes into the wild.
Every crane receives flight training every day. Through such long-term training, they gain the ability to fly, catch food, and escape from danger. For them, it's a self-training process.
The red-crowned cranes are divided into 2 types. Those that live in Japan are essentially non-migratory. Only the population in China experiences a long-distance migration. They leave their wintering grounds in spring by February and are established on territories by April. In fall, they leave their breeding territories in October and November, with the migration fully complete by mid-December. In order to keep on top of the distribution of red-crowned cranes living in the wild, Zhalong Nature Reserve uses GPS and bird banding to locate and track them. Over the years, the Chinese government has also tried to establish a reserve network across the country. From north to south, it covers nature reserves in Heilongjiang, Jilin, across the Liaohe River estuary, Yellow River estuary, and reaches to the Jiangsu Yancheng Nature Reserve. In fact, several red cranes in Zhalong have even been found in the Republic of Korea. Although these elegant cranes have remained under protection for over 30 years, they're still threatened by human activities such as overfishing and the destruction of wetlands.
Red-crowned cranes mainly breed in large wetlands, and they prefer to nest in marshes with relatively deep water. It has relatively high demands of the ecological environment. Each nest needs to occupy an area covering between 1 square kilometer and 2 square kilometers. And the cranes also need a complete wind-swarm wetland ecosystem without human disturbance.